Welcome to the third session of the 30 in 90 days online course. In this session, I am going to show you the process of identifying your conversion ratio as well as your magic number. You might already know your conversion ratio, but I am sure you are excited to know what your magic number is. So let's begin. To start with, the conversion ratio is the ratio of the number of inquiries received to the number of admissions or registrations. For example, let's assume you were able to generate a total of 100 inquiries or leads. Out of these 100 leads, you were able to convert 10 inquiries into admissions or registrations. Thus, your conversion ratio is 10:1. Confused how I got this ratio? Let me explain. Let's make a simple calculation. So let's assume in the last 1 month, you were able to generate 100 inquiries, out of which you got 10 enrollments. So let's do a simple calculation. Suppose out of 100 inquiries, you were able to convert 10 enrollments. Then, out of 10 inquiries, how many will you be able to convert? Let's assume this as X. Now let's cross multiply. So X is equal to 10 enrollments into 10 inquiries upon 100 inquiries. Thus X is equal to 100 upon 100. Thus X is equal to 1. Thus conversion ratio is 10:1. Let's look at another example with a bigger number. Let's assume you have generated 360 inquiries in the last 3 months, out of which you've got 45 enrollments or admission. Now let's do a simple calculation again. If you are able to get 45 enrollments out of 360 inquiries, then how many enrollments will you get from 10 inquiries? So let's assume that number as X. Now let's cross multiply. So that gives X is equal to 45 enrollments into 10 inquiries divided by 360 inquiries, which is 450 divided by 360. That means X is equal to 1.25. Now, if your X is a decimal number, you should round off. So, in this case, I will round off 1.25 as 1. If X was 1.60 or anything equal to 0.5 or more, then I will round it off as 2. Thus, in the second example, your conversion ratio is again 10:1. Just to make this calculation easy for you, I have created a template which you can download. Once you download this template, all you need to do is punch in the number of inquiries you have received so far and the number of admissions you were able to convert from those inquiries. Let me show you how this works. I'll take you to my laptop screen. Okay, so here's the template which I've created. Once you download this, what you need to do is simply put in the total number of inquiries received so far. Now, you will get this number only if you have downloaded the inquiry tracker and punched in all the data. Okay, so let's assume that the total number of inquiries in my inquiry tracker is say 300. Okay, now in this second box, what you need to enter is the number of inquiries which were converted into admissions. Okay, so again, if you have updated your inquiry tracker with the number of admissions converted from the total number of inquiries, you will be able to get this number. So let me assume that right now these inquiries have been generated since the past, say, 3 months, and the total conversions out of these 300 inquiries is somewhere around 45. Okay. Now, once you punch both these numbers, you will see your conversion ratio here. Okay. So that means your conversion ratio is 10:2. Let's take another example. Let's assume we have a total number of inquiries which is like, say, 900. Okay, out of which throughout the year you have converted around 120 admissions. Okay, then this actually tells you that, okay, your conversion ratio is 10:1. Now, out of 900 inquiries, let's assume you were able to convert 300 inquiries into admissions. Thus, this means that your conversion ratio is 10:3. Okay, so just download this conversion ratio template and you will be able to calculate your conversion ratio. But for that, you will have to have your inquiry tracker completely filled up, okay, and updated. So let me take you back to the online session now. Now you know why it is important to maintain the inquiry tracker. Because you've made the inquiry tracker, you were able to get the count of inquiries and the count of admissions. So, if you still haven't yet downloaded the inquiry tracker, I want you to download it and start punching the inquiry data along with other details. If you already have and were able to identify your conversion ratio, it is now time to move ahead and find out your magic number. Your conversion ratio will help you identify your magic number, and the magic number will help you to set your marketing budget, decide on your marketing activities, and your marketing budget. Let's begin. But first, do you know what a magic number for your preschool business means? It is that number which will change the way you plan your marketing activity. If you do not have a strategy or a plan yet, you will be able to make one with the help of this magic number. The magic number of your preschool is the number of inquiries or leads you must generate on a daily basis in order to achieve your admission target. So, in order to calculate your magic number, you will first have to know your target, your conversion ratio, which you have already calculated, and the time frame you have set for yourself in order to achieve this target. So let's consider the below figures. Let's set a target of 30 admissions and also consider your conversion ratio as 10:2. Now let's assume you want to achieve the target of 30 admissions in the next 90 days. And then we do simple maths here. If you can convert 2 enrollments after you generate 10 leads, how many leads will you require in order to convert 30 admissions? Now let's assume this number as X. So that means I am assuming the number of leads you need to generate as X. Thus, X is equal to 30 enrollments into 10 inquiries upon 2 enrollments, which is 300 upon 2. And that gives us X is equal to 150. Now, in order to calculate the magic number, we need to divide this X, that is the total number of inquiries needed, by the total number of days we have in hand, which is 90. That's why the magic number is equal to 150 divided by 90. And thus the magic number is 1.6, which is 2. Just like we did before, if the magic number is a decimal, if it's more than 0.5, we need to round it off. So in this case, when the magic number is 1.6, we'll round it off as 2. This means you need to generate a minimum of 2 inquiries daily in order to achieve 30 enrollments in the next 90 days. To make your life easy, I have also uploaded a template for you to calculate the magic number. Simply punch in the target that you have set, the time frame, and your conversion ratio to calculate the magic number. So let me take you to my screen. Okay, so here's the magic number template that I have created for you. Let's start by first punching in the details like the target date. So let's assume that today you are in the month of August, and for the next 3 months, okay, so by end of October, that is 31st of October, you have taken up a target of 30 admissions. Okay. Now, once we have this, we'll also have to calculate the number of days that we have in hand. Okay. So we have considered 3 months. That means we have 90 days in our hand. Okay. Once you punch in these 3 figures, it will ask for the conversion ratio, which I have already entered. So we have calculated this conversion ratio in the earlier template, which was the conversion ratio template, and which gave us the conversion ratio of 10:2. So that is what I have just punched in here. Now once you enter these numbers, it will tell you the number of leads needed. Okay, so here if you see, we need, according to these numbers, we need 150 leads to be generated in the next 90 days so that you are able to achieve the target of 30 admissions. And in order to do that, you will have to generate a minimum of 2 leads or 2 inquiries on a daily basis starting today. Okay, so that you are able to get 150 leads at the end of 90 days and you achieve your target of 30 admissions. So your magic number here is 2. Now similarly, let me calculate one more example. Okay, let's assume you have the deadline of 31st December. Okay, or let's say, for example, let's consider a date which is 1st of June. Okay, 1st of June 2021. Okay, now these are the 6 months that you have. Okay, so a total of 180 days plus 5 months, that is from August till December. Okay, so a total of 150 days. So if we are considering that you have taken up a target of say 100 admissions in the next 330 days. Okay, and let's consider that your conversion ratio is 10:2. So now what this sheet tells you is you need to generate a minimum of 500 leads in the next 330 days so that you can achieve 100 admissions. Okay, now this means that your magic number is 2, which is you need to generate a minimum of 2 inquiries starting today on a daily basis so that your next academic batch of June 2021 starts with a minimum of 100 admissions. Download the sheet, find out your magic number and enter it in the comment section below this course. Let me take you back to the online session now. Now that you know your magic number, don't you think You have already taken the first step towards achieving your set target? Yes, definitely you have. In the next session, I am going to teach you how to set a reasonable as well as an achievable target for your preschool. See you in the next session. Thank you.